All right, we are standing under the window of gluttony. So this window depicts the story of Lazarus, the poor man, and Dives, the rich man. You might remember from that gospel, when we hear it proclaimed in church, it just says the rich man, right? Here they put sort of a name, right? Dives, it looks like the word dives in English. In Latin, you would pronounce it dives. It literally just means a rich man, right? So he's the rich one, right? So this is Lazarus and the rich man, Lazarus and Dives. And this is an image for us of, sort of grabbing onto the things of this world to an excessive degree, right? We're told in that parable that Dives dines sumptuously. He feasts every day. Can you imagine having basically like a Christmas feast every day? That would certainly, to anybody's standards, seem like gluttony. And to make it worse, there's a poor man at his door who has nothing, absolutely nothing. And he would long to eat the leftovers, the crumbs that fall from the table, but he receives nothing. And you may remember from that parable, their fates in the afterlife are completely reversed, right? Lazarus is taken to the bosom of Abraham, where he is comforted, and Dives is sent to a place of torment. So it's good to keep in mind that the point here is not that wealth is bad. It's not bad to have things. What's important is to use them well. And that's what Dives failed to do. His sin really was not having wealth, but not using it well, not using it for the good of others, not using it to take care of others, but really being closed in on himself and blind to the need around him. In some of the symbolism we see in this window, at the very top there is an empty horn, symbolizing poverty, right? That emptiness, right? So the poverty, the nothing, possessing nothing, as Lazarus did. Below the figures, we see a pig, a pretty obvious symbol of gluttony, isn't it? So the pig is there standing over a palm tree, and there are little lambs feeding on the dates from this date palm tree. A reminder that the verse from the Psalms, right? The just man will flourish like the palm tree. At the very bottom, there's a little medallion that shows an angel recording something, and this is the counterpart to what we saw in the window of lust. We had that devil who's recording the evil deeds that are being done. Here, an angel records the good things that are done and the goodness of Lazarus, right? So a nice little counterbalance there. So again, as we think about the vice of gluttony, what we want to avoid is overdoing things, overeating, overusing the good things that we have, but rather using them with proper order, with proper temperance, and especially to pay attention to those around us and not to be blind or deaf to the needs of others.
We come now to our fifth virtue, and that is depicted at St. Henry with St. James, known as the Lesser, not James the fisherman, the brother of John, but the other James who would become the Bishop of Jerusalem, the one who wrote the letter to James in the New Testament. And the virtue that's depicted there is justice. And that little epistle reminds us that it's not enough to say that we have faith, but that faith also has to be put into action. And when we act rightly, when we act justly, as did Joseph and James, then we live the way that God created us to live. So as we journey through our windows, we're reminded that it's not simply enough to have the virtues, but we must live them out in justice.
you.